All right, Ian. We have a very important update. Can't even say that with a straight face. Regarding the Atari VCS.
Yes, we do.
It's a Medium article from Atari themselves again. They're doing these about once a month. We didn't talk about it in the last month or so. Atari VCS, managing the unexpected. The Atari team, they put out a little thing about what's going on with the public health issues going on. And then they gave you an update straight from the factories about what's happening.
About production defects.
So Atari was... they confirmed delivery of enough parts by the end of March to build our first 500 Atari VCS production units.
That's it?
A good portion of these Atari VCS units are e-marked as dev kits for more developers.
So your developers are getting dev kits at the same time that your fucking console's supposed to come out? That doesn't sound like a fucking nightmare.
Is the environment on the Atari VCS that proprietary that you need specific dev kits?
No, probably not.
Versus just doing like an Android app or doing something in Unity, and then like do we like? I'm sorry, I must have missed that whole. We have is this like porting something to the PS4? I'm sorry, I'm missing something here. Am I missing something?
We believe it would be unfair to use the balance to fulfill only a small number of Indiegogo orders, so Atari's plan is to ship to all backers at the same time when enough VCS units and peripherals are available. It's amusing to me to see... there's a lot of excuses that these companies suddenly can use now that... what am I saying? I think the coronavirus is timed well for these companies.
I'll probably beep that out, but okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
This the public health crisis.
The certain public health crisis. We saw this thing running way past its release date, even by summer, as early as summer of last year.
Sure.
I mean, they were saying that they had just finalized the board in the fall. So I think we knew that, getting everything in by March was going to be tough. But yeah, it's worrisome that whatever the situation is with the development ecosystem, the fact that you're sending out dev kits at the same time that you were supposed to be sending out fucking consumer units is very worrisome.
They have over 11,000 backers that pre-order this. 11,000.
And they're only going to have 500 done.
That aren't going out to any of those 500 people.
Those 11,000.
11,000.
Yeah.
That would be pat math. That's about 4.5% of the people, at least, you can get it out to at that point. Am I right about that? Yeah, something like that. Between 4 and 5% that they could have sent out.
I'm thinking it's also a strategy tactic. You don't want to send out 500 units, have everyone go, "This is fucking awful," and then
kill your chances of putting in a store or selling more.
Right. Exactly. I think that's the bigger thing.
Good point, Ian.
I think the bigger thing for them is that they want all those consumer units to go out at once.
They want all those sandbox units to hit all at the same time.
Right.
With nothing, on it versus this. So that was surprising when I said about dev kits, like it's an exclusive platform. It's not an exclusive platform. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, but I don't saw anything about it being an exclusive platform. As this writing, the factory partners are back to work, not at full capacity, but definitely back to work. The Atari VCS team remains cautiously optimistic that China's manufacturing industry and our supply chain are improving. And it is in China. The situation, people are getting back to work after a few months. We do remain focused on the ongoing supply chain issues, working hard, blah, 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 blah. We are so close and need to have China's manufacturing industry, the Atari VCS supply chain, and retailer distribution systems back in order and at full capacity to be able to establish firm shipping and launch dates. Okay. And then it goes on from there. My first question is, before we get to the stranger part of this, why even do an update like this, letting you know that we made 500 of these, but you can't have them? Why even say that? Just say we have manufacturing issues with what's going on, and we'll update you. And most people probably be like, okay, I understand that. Now, if I'm a backer, I'll be like, wait a minute, I got like the highest tier. I spent the most money. Send us the highest tier. People send it to us first.
Yeah, I highly doubt there are 500 people waiting for dev kits. Highly doubt that. It's simply, like I said, that is simply a way of saying, look, we're making something. We need to show you we're making something because our inboxes are full of people complaining every day. Mm-hmm. So here's what we can show you. And leave us alone. And I think to a small degree, that's why they did the following part of this article, which is still a real head scratcher. They then launch into an overly detailed, way overly detailed, more than anyone would ever need to see
Or want.
analysis of manufacturing defects on the cases. Now, I think one reason why they're focusing on the cases is because they don't really have anything else.
They don't have.
They've done like 3 or 4 updates now focusing on the cases. Like 3 at least.
Well, you said they're art pieces. That's why people like
Right.
it. It's an art piece. So you have to.
But it's all they've been able to talk about.
Below are some examples of the attention to detail taken in this stage of the process, which we think you will find interesting. First is a pair of reference charts that define the official baseline standards for the molded plastics and wood veneers. The inspectors monitor these standards. Oh my God! Why do we need to know about this?
I can't.
Why do we know about the quality control?
And we don't need to talk about it other than to say it's really bizarre. And if you want to look at it, like, go for it. Like, you can fucking find this Medium article.
Oh my God!
And look into it.
There's
But
appendices.
It's pages and charts showing all the manufacturing defects and how they're going to. I don't know. I don't even think there's anything here really showing how they're fixing it. They're just pointing out the defects. So
There's a key telling you, like, look on the chart for this is the Atari logo. This is the veneer, and this is if it passes. If there's cracking or burning or blushing or protrusions or pits or insert. Oh my God!
So I think the reason why they're showing this is they want people to be like, yeah, you take a little bit longer if it's going to get us a better product.
They show, like, oh, here's a scratch mark on the back of the console. They show you real pictures of some of the things they found. They show you holding out, little measuring tools to make sure the ridges are properly the proper distance from each other. This is insane to me to see this.
It is, to me, it is a classic example of...
we have nothing to say ourselves. We can only show you pictures of what we're getting back from the factory because we have nothing to add to this conversation. The people that are running this project.
Yeah. It's a classic smokescreen. They're just...
This is fucking insane
They're just
to me.
flooding this... They're just flooding with information because they think any information is good at this point.
Do you imagine if Nintendo
In reality, it's... We still have cases. Here are some problems on them. Here's pictures of them. Like, that's it.
I mean, they're literally showing you connector port defects and, like, pointing to, well, the Ethernet port is too high up, so maybe you can't get the USB ports in too much. Like, they're literally showing you this stuff.
No one cares
on this.
No one cares.
The rear button centering of the housing. Like, what the hell? This either tells me one of two things: is maybe you hired a company that doesn't know what they're doing that all these defects are coming up, or this is a normal part of the process, since I never made a console before, that we shouldn't be privy to. Because if Nintendo did this, people would be killing them.
Right.
Like, we don't. We and this is even worse because Nintendo doesn't do pre-orders on stuff. They took pre-orders. Just show me that, give me confidence of something I put money into, that this is going to be well produced and actually come out.
Oh, and they all look like shiny, scuffed pieces of shit. They don't look like...
Oh, the ridges look terrible.
Yeah, they're supposed to be matte.
They're not matte. They look glossy.
No,
The lights
I feel like they say
them.
something about that in it somewhere, but...
Do they say something about the gloss versus matte?
I thought they did somewhere.
You're right, because if it's gloss, the reflections will look horrible. All the plastic
It's going to look absolutely disgusting.
This, to me, it's bizarre.
As most followers of the project know, the pre-production systems we have shown at live events and in numerous pictures the past few months have shiny plastic cases rather than the final and more premium-looking matte finish, slated for mass production. So what they're showing us isn't even mass production units. These are just pre-production test units. Yet they're saying they're going to have 500 ready to go by the end of March.
I don't get it.
The end of March is 10 days, 7 days.
6 days, Ian. Ian math. Oh, 10 days from when they posted.
Below are some examples of the attention to detail taken in this stage of the process, which we will think you find interesting. We don't. Here's a paragraph they felt like needed to just be here. Where? Here we go. Measurement guidelines. The measurement should not include the parting line and cosmetic line. If a gap is caused by improper assembly procedure, it is not acceptable. The specification of gap and step shown in images below is first priority while checking for cosmetic acceptance. I mean, why are they giving us the fucking guidelines for the people
I'm
checking
not doing
these?
quality control. I'm
Right,
not doing-
exactly. I'm not working for you. I'm not measuring.
Are you mailing this out to your packers with the little plastic measuring tool?
Units should be. Oh my god! I didn't get here. Units should be placed on a flat table when measuring gaps and steps. They are literally just filling space.
They're just sending you what they sent to the factory.
Gap measurement should be made in direction normal to largest adjacent surfaces. Step measurement to be made parallel to largest adjacent surfaces. This is so interesting as a future non-owner of an Atari VCS. I'm so happy they're letting me know this.
This is what they sent to the hourly workers of the factory. These instructions.
Step measurement.
Why should I'm not getting paid to put these together? Why are you sending this to me?
Approximate measurement locations denoted on following pages with coded symbols.
Yes.
Power button to be flush or below the surfaces of the back housing. Holy shit.
This is what they sent to the workers putting together. This is like the training.
Yeah, I'm done though. I'm done. I'm done talking about this.
They spoke about
Hurts.
things getting canceled like GDC, South by Southwest, E3, San Diego Comic-Con is probably next. So, but who knows? Will Atari be at PAX West or New York Comic-Con as we hope? This is all to be determined. We are keeping our eyes out for upcoming opportunities to preview the Atari VCS with more fans, but for the foreseeable future, all activity will obviously have to remain online. And they say, play video games, enjoy your family. If you do go anywhere, make sure you have a solid social distancing ground game. As always, thanks for your support and patience, the Atari VCS team.
All right.
Some of the comments, good things are worth waiting for. It's okay, Atari. Just take your time with the Atari. Atari is not like some god or person. It's a holding company at this point.
It's a fucking name.
That's putting out, they're licensing out properties, and this is something they're trying to create to themselves that, as you see, is going gangbusters for them over in France. Thanks for the update, Atari. I'm so excited to get that system. That's got to be, this has to be AstroTurf. Right?
Oh, it has to be.
It has to be. Good going, Atari, by the way. What? People don't... Why would say that?
Good going, Atari.
Thanks,
yeah.
Atari.
Thanks. Yeah, Atari, good going.
This isn't plucky Nolan Bushnell out in Sunnyvale anymore. 43 years ago? This isn't Atari anymore. Putting together Pong machines. This is not that company.
Good going. The man cheers as he fists fucking little smokies down his throat as he... Like, what is this? You got people who fucking make like a day of reading these Atari articles and then
Well, Ian,
cheer
let's put it this
about
way. If I put in $300, I got to be hopeful as well about a product that is going to be inferior that I put out money.
You don't. You can take a fucking step back and go, well, that was probably a bad investment of $300. Wipe off those hands and keep moving.